Hello, my name is Alexandra Bropes. I'm going to be doing prompt 2 today for my video discussion, which is discuss the differences between science fiction and fantasy and why science fiction is leaning more towards young adults rather than for children. Fantasy is more of a magical type of book genre because it allows for fairy tales to be told, dragons, that includes all like mythical creatures, not so relied on any real life thinking, logic, or storytelling, as opposed to science fiction, where that is going to include some of the fantasy but more realistic. To compare it to a movie, it'd be like The Maze Runner, but that is because it has real life thinking behind it. There's logic behind the decisions that they make. There is history either behind it or the idea that this could happen in real life, in like another world or a time. And it also can still relate to those morals or issues that people are facing in real life, but just in a more dramatic way. This is part of the reason why it relates to young adults rather than fantasy, because it has more of a little bit of grounding to issues that they might be facing at this point or time. Allow for a closer feel to home, a little more heartfelt scenarios. It makes them feel more connected to the book overall that they are reading. The reason why fantasy is more directed towards little kids is because they have more of an imagination to their mind at that point in the times that they're reading, the ages that they are. So it allows them to connect a little bit more with their stories because they can fill in the blanks, allow themselves to go into that world. Though each book in genre is available to all ages across the board, there's fantasy books for adults, there's science fiction for the younger kids. It is more ideal science fiction is for the young adults and fantasy is for the younger kids. Themes of why young adults are more interested in science fiction than fantasy can be shown in the source that I am going to be citing a little bit of evidence from by ebsco.com. It's a little article written by Flushing Man in 2024, and it talks about how the young adults love reading more science fiction because it can show the more technology that is coming into their life, since we are growing up with technology nowadays. So it gives them a little bit more of like a heads up or prediction of what the future will look like, what they can think the future is going to look like. And it also allows for more transitions between childhood to adulthood or to teenaging. It can have some social issues, or it could show the stresses of being in a work or being a student, and family issues, friends. It can relate to a whole bunch more. Whereas fantasy, it's going to be more unrelatable because it is things that do not happen in our lives. It's going to be a dragon fighting for a princess, where little kids can relate to that because they can just imagine, or they believe that a princess and a dragon is going to be there to come and get them. So I believe that is why young adults are better to go towards science fiction and children go more towards fantasy. One question I have for you guys is, did you stop reading fantasy and start reading science fiction only? Do you still read a mix of both? And if you did stop reading fantasy, when did you stop, and would you ever consider going back to it?